Okay.
Sorry, there's traffic.
Ah, traffic?
Yes, the mill burnt down yesterday.
Oh,
There's
you
no
didn't go.
traffic
Oh, I
lights.
forgot to tell you. You shouldn't go through downtown right now because the mill
I got
burnt.
through, but
Okay.
then they wouldn't let me back.
Yes, we had a major fire. That was the downtown mill there by the bridge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that burned up.
I got one way, but I couldn't get back.
Ah, okay, all right.
Sorry.
And that's okay. Just line up there and sit down and relax and try to take your breath. So, is it a complete an utter mess down there?
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's really horrible.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know exactly what they're going to do there. That is right downtown. I don't know if you've been to the downtown area, but there's this big mill at the corner of the what street is that? Franklin and the bridge. I drive by. I don't know what it is, but that was a major piece of work there, and that's gone.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, that's going to take a while to clean up. So, yeah, just relax it down. Teresa, that's Dave.
Nice to meet you,
Teresa.
Dave.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry.
So pull up your microphone and pull up your seat and.
I have no headphones.
Okay, go ahead. We're going to get a call in later from Martinsville Horror Fest. Gentleman couldn't get a babysitter, so you can sit wherever you want to after this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So get right in there, snuggle up, into the phone. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Whew, we're all here today. Can you hear?
Yes,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay.
I don't think these like me.
No, probably not. I
Okay.
don't like nothing likes me either.
Ah,
So Dave, over here on your on my stage left, is director of photography, editor, and all about. I mean, it seems like this had to be a labor of love because you put a lot of work into this, even though it's a very short film, right? It's a one-reeler.
Yeah, it's about 8 or 9 minutes without credits, and yeah, I put a lot of work into it and some financial backing as well. And it started mainly as an effort to collaborate with some people. Primarily what I do is corporate and broadcast stuff.
Okay.
And I started my own company about 2.5 years ago, and wanted to get more into narrative film work, features and short films, and more creative type stuff. So that's kind of a stepping stone and kind of the genesis of how this came about.
So tell me, what is Sierra Burning? It's apparently a story about sisters and addiction and reconciliation, perhaps.
Yeah, it's twin sisters who are involved in a study about twins and addiction, and it's kind of based on some real life studies that have been happening at the Virginia Tech Carilion Research Center in Roanoke.
okay, so it's based on fact.
Yeah, and the co-writers of the story, Tom Spitnell and the director Andrea Shreeman, originally it wasn't based on that aspect. It was kind of based on Roanoke and the Star City kind of being a place where people come to rejuvenate. The rescue mission was kind of a background element in it because a lot of people come from out of the area to the rescue mission to get services and help and rebuild their lives, and they end up staying in Roanoke.
That's
Know
true.
that.
Yeah.
And this is a benefit for the rescue mission, right?
It's a benefit in that it's providing awareness.
Okay.
But there's no money involved. There's no fees to see the film. There never will be. That it was that way from the start. And shorts don't generate income.
Right. So is there a possibility that maybe this can be expanded since the story seems to be there?
That was another aspect of it. The way it was written was potentially that it's sort of a chapter taken out of a longer piece, potentially a feature at some point. But we haven't gotten to that part as far as the writing goes. Right. We're in the process of submitting to film festivals, trying to get into various film festivals to get some exposure for the film and the work that Andrea and I do. This is sort of her debut as a director.
Mm-hmm. She was working on another project, and this came up first, though.
Yeah, there's a feature film that called "It's a Good Day to Die" that that's how we met. Actually,
Okay.
it's because I originally about 3 years ago before I started my own business, I heard about her film, started attending some of the organizational meetings and some of the community meetings that she had in Roanoke, just to get in on it, find out about it, because I was interested. I ended up doing a little bit of promotional work for her, recording some events that she was doing to kind of promote the film, and that's how our relationship started.
Oh, okay, because I think I've seen your work online, because that's how we found out about it.
Yes.
Right.
And we had her on the air, maybe it was 2 years ago, I can't
I
remember
think
now.
it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
On the radio, on the phone line. And didn't get a chance to meet her, but it seemed like a very interesting work, and then I didn't hear anything. I wasn't sure what was going on. I guess, like anything, finance,
Yeah, she
budgets.
she would be the one to
Yeah.
you know, talk to about it, but I do know that it's gone through some financial restructuring. She's decided to direct it. I'm not sure if she's going to act in it or not, but anyway, that was, as far as Sienna Burning goes. When we got together, it was about a year ago actually. I called her one night, walking my dog. I was out at a little park in my neighborhood. And I was just kind of venting to her about frustration about collaborating with folks, and really wanting to get into some narrative film work. And she said, well, you know, I'd be interested in writing a little script if you got some folks you might want to work with. You know, maybe 2 actors, 1 location, just kind of a test bed for something to do, something to shoot, and put together some folks together.
See how you work together.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of went from there into, she thought, well, you know, this might be an opportunity for me to, you know, test my chops as a director as well. So she really took the ball and ran with it as far as making it grow. As far as the production went, she relied on me for putting together a crew, and it just kind of went from there into getting a noted actress as our lead, because she has the connections in Los Angeles, and we both wanted to focus on Roanoke local production crew and talent, so that's how it started.
It seems like when you have a project like that, though, you somehow find the people. They just
Gravitate towards you.
They see the quality,
Yeah.
and you know, a chance to do something that's not being done.
Yep.
How long did it actually take from the time you guys had that discussion to the time you actually got it? It's finished now, right? I mean, it's all.
It's finished, yeah. Let's see, I think that was about this time last year, so, fall, November-ish. Not sure how long it took to write it, but we started shooting in early June. Went through a number of revisions, the script, the story. We met with the rescue mission. Actually, I think it was right before Thanksgiving that we met with them to see if they were interested in collaborating with us on it. And they liked the story. And it's just, like I said, started shooting June 6th, I believe it was, this past summer.
So what can you tell us about the people involved in it? So, for example, you're a man about everything, and then Andrea wrote it and directed it. There's a co-writer too, and
Yeah.
of course you got some people in the cast.
Tom Spitnell from Roanoke, he's a friend of film, so to speak, was very interested in contributing, had a personal perspective on the subject matter that he wanted to develop.
You like to know.
And so Andrea, myself,
You hanging on till we start?
booty tuning as far as casting goes. We put out a casting call, got local folks. Andrea's connection in Los Angeles to get a lead was very helpful.
So you got somebody to come out here, just to do this little short piece.
Yeah, I mean,
That's marvelous.
I was stunned actually that she, Ruth Connell, who plays Rowena in Supernatural.
Okay, which is still on.
She read the story. She and Andrea met in I think it was a seminar or a workshop series for acting. She showed her the story. She liked it. She said she'd be interested in doing it. She had the time to do it. As long as we could get her out here and back, she did it. It was great.
That's a very gracious thing to do,
Mhm.
if you think about it.
And I've found that a lot in the film community in general. People just love doing it, and they'll work for free. Some people take advantage of that, some people don't. But people are very willing to put the work in for stuff if they believe in the project.
Do you know anything about the origins of the project? Because it seemed like there was a story, a person behind it that she was writing about.
There were two twins. I guess that's redundant, two twins. But anyway, there was twins that had been part of the rescue mission over the years, had I think gone through their recovery program. I'm not too up to speed on that end of it. I actually did not realize that there were twins that it was kind of based on until about midway through the process. I did realize, I did know from the beginning that it was based on a study at the Carilion Virginia Tech Research Center. But yeah, I forget their names, but they're mentioned just.
So the actual twins, or somebody playing both parts?
There's one person. Ruth plays both parts.
Okay.
And we have Anne-Marie Soltis, who played her double in there. Did a fantastic job as well, and it was pretty interesting as far as blocking shots, and it was a first for me as far as a DP. It's kind of confusing at times. But,
I would imagine, who am I now?
Yeah. Well, it's neat because we as far as being in character, we shot all of Ruth's stuff as Sienna on one day, so she wasn't jumping back and forth between characters, and then shot her as Sienna's kind of she was the addict twin, and Suzanne was the non-addict, kind of the good sister, so to speak.
Wow.
So there were two polar opposites, and so we shot them separately, those characters, on 2 different days, so she could stay in character each day and not have to go back and forth.
I think that's easier on the actress, but it's much harder on the director, I think.
Getting it done.
To try to make sure that everything's the way it should be, so it looks like you've got 2 people there.
Yeah.
So was it shot as just her as an adult, or did you look back at her childhood?
There's a kind of a postscript at the end of the film where we shot some local twins. I think they're 8 or 9, as kind of a flashback as to happier times. And it's kind of the resolution of the short film, but they don't have any lines, so yeah, there is a little bit.
So we would get a life view of how they got to be where they are now?
It's not really. It's really just kind of just happy moments, just kind of like a scrapbook, kind of a montage at the end of the film of these young twins in happier times as
where it came from.
Buddy sisters, twin sisters growing up. And that, that's something that if it ever goes further past a short film, that would
definitely see
definitely
that.
be developed,
It could be a feature film. What drew you to this particular topic?
Well, I have a personal addiction and recovery is an element to my life. I'm in recovery myself, so it's something that's close to me. I don't wear that as on my sleeve, so to speak, but it's just part of my life. There's become a bigger awareness of it in the mainstream as a disease as opposed to a moral shortcoming recently in the past few years.
Thank you for saying that. A lot of people think it's something you can pick up and lay down as you want to.
Yeah, and that
I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's
Wish.
There's a lot to it, but it wasn't a huge. My main initial goal in the film was to do a story and work on a film. It wasn't because I felt the need to get this message out. That kind of came later, and that message gets out, and by better people than myself, people like the Rescue Mission and other people who deal with helping others. I fall short in that regard. The only thing I do is try to as a human, be an example of you know, changing my lifestyle. But like I said, I don't wear that on my sleeve.
So when this is now this Sunday at the Taubman, can people go to that? What
Yeah.
time do you know?
I think the doors open at 2. Film is at there's kind of a meet and greet, kind of the second helpings restaurant from that's part of the mission actually is providing catering. The film starts at 3. Then there'll be a question and answer session after that.
So anybody can go. So they call reservations or just show up, or
There is a yes. They want to know how many people are attending.
okay.
They can either call the rescue mission or there's an email address.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I printed up something from the internet there, but I wasn't sure if that was exactly what was needed. I'm sure if we find it or you give it to us, we'll make sure people know about it, get it on the air later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
If you go to daveperry.net, actually, there's a link on there for Sienna Burning, and you can find out more information on
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't have the number for the museum.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I think it's really good. The film needs to be out there because we talk among ourselves, we talk to our friends, but the film is more impacting a lot of times to people who don't understand. Like you said, it's a disease, it's a physical ailment. It's not something you decide.
Yeah.
And having the film there is at least getting people thinking about it, and I
Yeah.
think it opens up a better dialogue.
Maybe there's somebody in your life you don't know about, and it's like, oh, how do I deal with that? And maybe that would be
That,
Yeah.
that would be a good help.
I want to thank Dave for being here today. And,
I am
good
so
luck to
sorry I was
That's
late.
okay. Well, we'll forgive you this time. But we got Derek Young hanging on the phone here, waiting to tell us all about the Martinsville Horror Fest
Ooh.
on Friday the 13th at the Harvester, downtown Rocky Mount. So we'll be back.